So the story behind that, when Sean was little, we started watching the Young Justice series. He was too young to understand the Young Justice series, and more of our time spent watching it was actually him napping and me watching it. But whatever, I'm a big kid, and I'm perfectly fine with that. We've actually got to watch season 3 at some point. We got started on Titans, uh, and then
That
so
show's awesome.
yeah, Titans is pretty good too. But we need to watch the most recent series of Young Justice. Uh, so so we were watching Young Justice, and he was a little fellow. He probably what 3, 4 years old, if even that. And
Yeah, pretty much.
and Batman was on the screen, and Sean goes, "Dad, do you know Batman?" And he just meant, did I know who Batman was as far as on the show? But I said, of course I know Batman. I used to be a Green Lantern. And please don't bang stuff on the desk. You can actually hear that.
On the desk.
You just banged it on the desk.
No, I didn't.
Lord Jesus. I got a lot to teach you about podcasting if you're going to be a successful podcaster in the future. So anyway, I said, yeah, of course I know Batman. I used to be a Green Lantern. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah, when I was in college, I was a Green Lantern. And then when you were born, I had to retire because, we can't have intergalactic supervillains coming after my son to try to get to me. And like, so I turned in my ring and hung it up. Well, it was the cutest thing ever. I wish he was still that cute. He goes running upstairs, and he grabs his Green Lantern mask and his little light up Green Lantern ring, and he comes back downstairs, and he puts his mask on, and he puts his ring on, and he pops the ring, and he makes it glow, and he said, since you can't do it anymore, I'll be Green Lantern. And it was just the most adorable thing ever. And so from there on, I guess, you were probably 8 or 9 years old even. Like, it was just within the last few years when because you and all of your little friends, like, y'all would ask me to tell you about my Green Lantern experiences. I mean, you were probably at least 6 or 7 years old before you figured out that it was all just me telling stories.
Papa used to tell us he was Superman. He was one of the Supermen.
Yeah. Whenever during the death of Superman and the reign of the Supermen, Papa was I think he was the what was the one that had the goggles and the glowing hands?
I don't remember his name, but he
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, after Superman kicked his ass pretty good, when Superman came back, he hung up his cape and he hadn't used his powers since then. It's kind of disappointing for a retired Green Lantern. Like, we could have had some good sparring matches, but he refuses to use his powers. It was really weird when they dug him up out of that capsule in the Arctic and he came home. Like, that was kind of strange, for me, because at that time I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old. So it's a little bit unsettling to see your father be dropped off by robots on the farm and have him with glowing hands and then go on to fight Superman and stuff. Like, really, really weird stuff. But it helped propel me into my career as a Green Lantern, which was short lived, and that was during my extremely Republican phase of life when I was all about the thin green line, and joined the Green Lantern Corps and got to be a intergalactic police officer. Which, when you come from Earth and you've got the greatest Green Lantern of all time in Hal Jordan, and then you've also got just a total asshole of Guy Gardner, and then the only African American Green Lantern in the universe with John Williams. And then you got Kyle Rayner, who, even though he's not technically a Green Lantern anymore, like, he used to be a Green Lantern, and now he's Ion, and he still has all of the Green Lantern powers. And, when you got those four guys, and you're just the other Green Lantern, there's really not a lot for you to do. You're not going to be making a whole lot of cameo appearances in any movies or comic books. Like, basically, I just got to go, like, park out on the dark side of the moon and give people speeding tickets for flying through our residential zone of Earth. too fast, and and that's probably what turned me towards libertarianism, was realizing that like these guys aren't hurting anybody. They're not. It's not like they're recklessly flying through heavily populated portion of space. They're just trying to get to work probably and going a little bit too fast, and I'm out here giving them tickets. Like, I'm that jerk. That's probably what pushed me in my first steps towards being a libertarian, was spending time as an intergalactic police officer with the Green Lantern Corps.